This is Secret America.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I am Jack Danger. He is Jay Gatling. Sorry about those technical difficulties. Technology is definitely still in its infancy, if you ask me. Even with all the technology we have, there's still problems that can occur and things that go on. So, yeah, we apologize for that. But everything is up and running smoothly now. Hopefully, people are still able to tune in after that. My goodness. Sometimes things can really be angering, but it's okay. Everything is good now, Jay.
All right.
Yeah, we're good now. We're going to go ahead, and I'm going to start with talking about something that is absolutely insane, something that you would not believe even if I told you. Did you know, Jay, and this is true, and this is why our thumbnail is what it is. Did you know that Epstein actually experimented on humans? He experimented on humans. I'm not talking about just the sexual shit that you hear about. He actually experimented on humans. He did experiments, and I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to tell you what I'm talking about, okay? So apparently, 2 girls were killed during rough sex sessions at Jeffrey Epstein's remote New Mexico ranch, and that's why the police are, that's what they're looking for. They're looking for those dead girls right now at Zorro Ranch in New Mexico. But it gets even worse, okay? Apparently, he was actually experimenting on them he was doing some kind of human breeding experiments. You know how apparently Hitler wanted to make like a pure race? So especially, not just Hitler, but especially Mengele, Joseph Mengele, or however the hell you say his name. He was
Dr. Mengele.
Yeah, he would do experiments on like twins and people with eyes and all this. So apparently what happened, as far-fetched as this may sound, there are actually chilling accounts of human experimentation echoing long circulating claims about Epstein's obsession with eugenics and his desire to engineer genetically superior children. I mean, it is absolutely unbelievable. He actually used Zorro Ranch as a base to inseminate multiple women to produce and enhance his own bloodline. It is unbelievable. It's like something you would see in a movie. I mean, if you thought the horrible sexual things that he did were bad enough, this right here is a man who was also, who knows how many kids he has out there now, forcible rape kids out there. They actually use these women at New Mexico, not just to get him to have, enhance his bloodline and have more kids, but they also use them as baby incubators, actual incubators. They would, impregnate these women and then sell the babies, or they would use their organs, for other people. They would sell the baby's organs. They might kill the baby and use their organs. They might sell the baby into sexual slavery, because as sick as it may sound, there are people out there that are sexually aroused by 1-month-old children. As sick as that sounds, there is a market for that. And that is what he was doing, Jay.
My God. Now I feel like I'm looking at our thumbnail, and now I don't know if I like it anymore.
Did you see it? Did you finally see it? It's pretty awesome, though. I have to say, it's pretty awesome.
But it's pretty, what are they going to find at this ranch?
One thing they're gonna find is dead bodies. They're gonna find a lot of dead fetuses, if you ask me. A lot of dead fetuses.
And this guy has other offspring out in the world, and who knows if these
many, and none of them know that they're his offspring. I can guarantee you that none of them know it.
Maybe we'll know when a bunch of psychopaths start showing up and doing crazy stuff to people, because I don't want any part of that bloodline. My God,
mental illness is hereditary, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what a psychopath, absolute psychopath monster. I mean, you know what? I wish he was dead, but unfortunately, we don't think he is.
No, he's definitely not dead. He was, if you ask me, he's definitely not dead. He's somebody that they wanted to keep alive because he knows all the secrets. He does know all the secrets, because he also had all those storage lockers. Remember those hidden storage lockers all over the country, that when he found out that he was going to be arrested, he took all of his major files, all the blackmail files, and he hid them in different storage lockers all across the country. He had his private investigators do that. So he probably got out of prison and accessed this. And that's why they got him out, Jay, because he knows all the secrets. He knows where all the files are. He knows where all the bodies are buried. He knows how to keep every influential person in the world in check to do what Israel, America, who knows what other country it is, MI6, who knows who we worked for, but whoever it is wants to keep these influential people in check. They need Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, he's more valuable to them alive than he would be if he was. Obviously, he's no value dead, because he can't hold this over anybody's head anymore, right? I mean, he doesn't know. He has things probably stored away in that brain of his that he keeps his insurance, or has things stored away where only he knows.
That's the smart way to do it. If you want to stay alive, that's how you do it.
Of course, absolutely. And he wasn't stupid. We know that. So
I'm glad you brought that up, Jay.
I know where this is going. I know where this is going.
I'm glad you brought that up, because if you remember those emails, every single email that Jeffrey Epstein purportedly wrote looked like it was written by a child. There were spelling errors. There were, equal signs instead of apostrophes. There were lots of misspellings and, missed punctuation, terrible grammar. And Jay, that can't be him. That can't be Jeffrey Epstein doing these emails. And I'm going to tell you why. I have a video of Jeffrey Epstein talking about quantum mechanics, quantum physics. And believe it or not, it is an extremely interesting field. And the way he explained it actually made me start looking into quantum physics and quantum mechanics. I didn't know anything about it until this point. And it is very interesting. I'm going to see if I can find that video, because I want everybody to see that. He was actually a very smart man. I'm not saying I like Jeffrey Epstein. What I'm saying is I don't think he's the person that wrote those emails. How could he have been? It looks like they were written by a child, someone with a very inferior mind who can't spell, can't do grammar, barely speaks English properly. Okay. But yet this man knows more than I knew about quantum physics, quantum mechanics. He knew that energy comes in packets, not in waves. I mean, it's incredible. I'm going to see if I can find that real quick, Jay. Go ahead and filibuster for me.
Again, my favorite saying, one of them anyway. I was told there would be no math, and you keep bringing me back to math. I hate math. I'm one of those people in school when I was doing math. I'm like, what is this? I'm never going to do anything with this. But obviously it teaches your brain how to think and all that. So I get that now. But when I was in school, I hated math. I wouldn't even look at quantum physics. Chemistry was as far as I went. I passed my regents and I was happy. I never went to quantum physics, never ventured into it. And I probably wouldn't even read what Jeffrey Epstein wrote, because I probably wouldn't understand it. Just being honest with you.
It's crazy. Okay, so I want you to hear this. Now, ignore the stupid writing on the video. It says something about harvesting a soul. It's ridiculous. So ignore this part of it. Just watch the video. Listen to Jeffrey Epstein. Listen to what he says. Like I said, ignore the stupid writing, but listen to what he says. And then I want you to ask me, and then I want you to ask yourself, actually, if this is the person that wrote those emails.
And even that music, Steve, nowadays we compress music. When you have a violin, it's compressed onto your iPhone. So what does compression mean? I'm taking lots of information and I'm cutting it into lots of pieces and squishing it together. And when I squish it or compress it, I have to take out lots of pieces, but I say that they're not very important pieces. It's those pieces that we take out when we compress data, to me, are the most interesting parts of life.
You just said a while ago, part of this new search for science may go back to when people were actually talking about a soul. And
to me, are the most interesting parts of life.
You just said a while ago, part of this new search for science may go back to when people were actually talking about a soul. And you said there's no doubt in your mind that there is a soul. Describe for me what you mean by that. What do you mean by soul? What do you mean soul different than the physical analog body that we're seeing on film right now?
It's difficult to describe in words. I mean, I'm not a poet. Poems get a little closer to what that really means, but even the concept of what is life becomes complicated when you deal with plants and seeds. Is a seed alive? I don't know. Certain people would say no, it's dead. When your banana, one of my favorite examples is the banana that's sitting on the countertop in your kitchen today. Is it alive or dead?
What do you think about human life? Tell me about human life.
But your banana is alive. That banana's breathing. It's on your. You say that's impossible, Jeffrey. No, it's not.
Is the banana conscious?
All these words. These are words. So everyone's trying to fit a very complicated concepts into a very small box called conscious or alive. These don't fit in that way. So if you put your banana in a bag and put another fruit in with it, the fruit ripens faster because the banana breathes with it.
That's true, by the way.
We don't understand most of those things. So you asked the big question. Sorry.
You talk about the light.
Now, this is the interesting part.
human?
Listen to his answer here and
Tell
tell me if you
what do
think he's the
what do you
guy that
think
wrote
human
these
life
emails.
is?
It's a miracle. It's a miracle. And when I say miracle, I can't explain it, and I make no attempt to explain it at the moment. We don't know how to think about it. And anyone, it's again, another one of the Feynman quotes when he was talking about quantum physics. He said, anyone, Jeffrey, who says they understand quantum physics and quantum mechanics and quantum behavior, you know they're lying.
Let's talk about it. That's post-Newtonian. Talk about what's the difference. Who founded quantum mechanics? Why is quantum mechanics taking Newtonian physics and taking it to the next level?
It forms a much broader category.
Let's go back.
All right, I'm not going to go into all that because it's a long thing, but I want you guys to know the main reason I was showing that is because this man knows about what they just said, like Canonian physics, whatever the hell it was. He knows about quantum physics, quantum mechanics, quantum behavior. He actually he goes on in that video to talk about how energy and things like that, everything is made up of energy that is actually derived in packets. It comes in packets, not waves. He talks about all different kinds of things to do with quantum physics and quantum mechanics. I'm sorry, but that is one of the most complicated subjects in world history. And you're telling me that that's the man that wrote these emails that look like they were written by a 5-year-old child. I have a hard time connecting the two.
Well, what I got out of that, again, because I don't delve into that stuff, Jack, I blend bananas every day into a protein shake. Am I killing a banana now? Because he said they're alive. What the hell does that mean?
No. You're not. See,
am I
again,
eating banana brains?
No, see what you're doing right there is you're doing exactly what he said. Everybody's trying to put a complicated concept into this small little box, whether it's alive or dead, for consciousness. See, you equate consciousness with life, but that's not the case because plants are not conscious, but they breathe. They're still alive.
They're alive.
Okay? So
they're alive.
Consciousness does not equal life.
Right, they're alive. Plants, we say that plants are dead. A dead tree, it's dead.
Yeah, and when he's right though. When you put a banana by itself in with another fruit in a plastic bag, the other fruit will ripen faster because the banana is breathing. It is alive at that point. Now, is it conscious? No, it doesn't have a mind, but it is alive. He is actually, believe it or not, and I don't like Jeffrey Epstein, obviously, for obvious reasons, but he is not the simple idiot that those emails make him out to be.
Yeah, I never would think Jeffrey Epstein was an idiot because an idiot can't pull off what he did for so long.
No.
I don't care who's helping you. You can't pull that off if you're an idiot for that long. You can't do it. But I'm just glad that when I do blend my bananas, it's not screaming in pain. I'm good now. I feel fine. I don't even think about this stuff. It's kind of like we talk about with the atoms. How many atoms are in a grain of sand? All this stuff. It's fascinating stuff to think about. And a lot of times it just gets like, I can't even absorb it, or I can't even put it into rational thought. So I just let it go. That's why people who do that stuff, quantum physics, stuff like that, splitting atoms, doing that microscope now that can do it without being in a cold room, figuring stuff like that out. That is stuff for people with brains that are just, otherworldly kind of stuff. But yeah, interesting. Very interesting.
Oh yeah, it's definitely very interesting. All right, so I'm going to change the subject to something that's even bigger. Okay, I want you to hear this. I want everybody to hear me when I say this. Okay, Johns Hopkins University patented a cure and prevention medicine for cancer back in 2021. They started working on it when this CIA document, believe it or not, Jay, that CIA document about cancer and about how the cancer and the parasites are so similar in the way they behave, the way they exist, and the way they move, and all these other things. How they both feed off glycogen and all this, and how parasitic medications killed or were very effective against the malignant tumors. That document came out 10 years ago. Nobody knew about it. It came out 10 years ago, but it never came. It was quietly, very quietly declassified, but nobody knew about it. Now get this. Guess who did know about it? Johns Hopkins University. They started working on this thing. And guess what? The three medications that can cure cancer, ivermectin, fenben, and menben. Okay? Fenbendazole, menbendazole, and ivermectin. Now get this. Listen to this. They have a patent. I want you to see this. Take a look at this. This is a patent that they applied for in 2021. Okay? And the medication is it's a menbendazole polymorph for treatment and prevention of of tumors. I'm sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought there because I was trying to do something here. I want to show you guys the entire patent, because that's not the entire patent. Take a look at this. This is the patent right here. Look right there. See where it says 2021? See right there where it says mebendazole polymorph for treatment and prevention of tumors. You see that?
Yeah.
They knew that this cured cancer 10 years ago. They knew that this would cure cancer and prevent tumors. If you take this medication, it can prevent cancer. Forget this right here could end up being the polio vaccine. You know, it could eradicate cancer for good. That is what this patent was for. That is why it says menbendazole, and it says for the treatment and prevention. Take a look. See if you can see it a little closer. Right there at the top under United States patent, it says menbendazole polymorph for treatment and prevention of tumors. And that is because of that CIA document, Jay. It's
Did they ever
of that
get
document.
Did they ever get the patent for it?
Yeah, no, that patent was from 2021.
So they got the patent. Did
Yeah.
it ever make it out of a test phase or into any kind of clinical trials or anything?
Well, let me tell you, and I'm going to tell you what's going to bother everybody, okay? This is the truth. What they do is, why in the world would they make a cure and put themselves out of business? There is so much more money in treatment than cure. So here's what you do. What do you do, Jay? What do you do? You find out there's a cure for cancer. What do? You patent the medication, and then you kill it.
Yeah, and he buried.
You patent the medication, and then you kill it. Nobody else is allowed to make that medication because you patented it, and then you kill it. Okay? And the treatments continue. Cures.
Where did this document? All right, so two things.
Yep.
So remember in the last show when that document from 1951,
yep.
Right? Okay. So I asked you, I said, when was this released? And we didn't know.
10 years ago.
So now we know it was 10 years ago. So it was 65 years.
Yep.
So 65 years. Well, that's another nice round number for how they usually do those kind of things, right? They would play 65 years, it'll come out. So my other question then is, so 65 years, so 10. Now, what do they do now? Like, now it's just buried. It's gone. Now, where did this document come from? How did we find this patent?
Well, people researched this patent once they found that other document that shows that anti-parasitic medications can potentially cure cancer. Everybody started researching who knew about this, and they researched U.S. patents. They researched ivermectin, fenben, and menben, and this is what came up. Johns Hopkins University developed a treatment and prevention for tumors, and then patented it and killed it. But the thing, that's angering enough, Jay. But the most angering thing, everybody watching this, I guarantee you, whatever ailments you have, there is probably a cure for it, and it has been patented and buried. If you have diabetes, if you have rheumatoid arthritis, if you have autoimmune diseases, anything you have, I would go look. I'd look at all declassified CIA documents, first of all, and then I would also go and look at all patents and see who possibly patented medication for that and then buried it. Okay? That's why this is so sickening. It's not just cancer, Jay. You know how many illnesses out there that are constantly treated but never cured because they make so much money from treatment. Hey, I'm just going to manage the symptoms. I'm not going to cure your disease. But when they find out about a cure, they patented it and then they bury it. And that is what has happened here. That is what is happening with probably every single illness. You don't think there hasn't been, with all the trillions of dollars of diabetes research, trillions of dollars of cancer research, you don't think they found this cure in the 50s? You're telling me you don't think there's a cure for diabetes out there that was patented and then buried? You better believe it.
Yeah, I've always said when it comes to cancer, I've always said we've gotten better at detection. We detect it quicker now, right?
Well, of
But
course, because
really-
you get more money if someone has it.
Well, right. The longer you get to treat them, the more money you make. So we detect it much better now. But at the same time, I always said, but the main go-to is still radiation. When it comes down to it in brass tacks, when it gets bad, it's radiation. So wait a minute, how have we gotten so good at detection? Not great at prevention either, right? So we're not great at prevention. We kind of tell people eat healthy, this might do this might do that. But prevention's not really advanced too much that I can think of. Detection absolutely has advanced, but then treatment, the main go-to is still chemotherapy, which is barbaric. It's medieval when you think about it.
Oh, it's horrible. It's ridiculous.
So yeah, it kind of adds up where he's like, and I don't know that these other diseases you're talking about, diabetes or
I would
autoimmune
almost
diseases.
guarantee there are cures out there.
Yeah.
Because you got to think of all the money they've spent, all the scientists that have done experiments on this shit.
No, I agree with you. I'm just thinking that the CIA documents just aren't ready to be released yet. Like this one
probably
looks
not,
like it had a 65-year, release it in 65 years. A lot of that stuff might have been discovered 20, 30 years ago, and it's going to be another 30, 35 years, 40 years before maybe a document gets released where somebody could actually search for patents related to that document release. So pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. And it is very infuriating that a place like Johns Hopkins, right? But the medical industry, I mean, COVID opened so many eyes when it comes to the medical industry. And this is just another eye opener where you're just like, man, are they just not in it? They're just not in it for the right reasons. They're in it for money. They're in it for profit. It's crazy. And I understand you're in business to make a profit.
And Jay,
but it's when it comes to this, shouldn't it be about saving lives? I don't know.
Well, they don't care about that. They care about the profits. But I want to show you how effective this drug is for preventing cancer. I'm going to show you how effective this is. I want you to take a look at this. Take a look at this, and I'm going to tell you what we're looking at, okay? On the left, both of these right here are two genetically prone mice, or these right here, the image shows two mice that are genetically prone to developing pancreatic cancer. The untreated mouse on the left developed tumors. You see the tumors on the left? While the mouse that was given the drug mebendazole in its diet showed little or no signs of cancer on the right. You see the difference?
Yeah.
They knew that this cured cancer. They knew that it prevents cancer, Jay. It prevents cancer, like the vaccine for polio. This polio has basically been eradicated. This could have eradicated cancer within the last 10 years.
Very well could have. That picture, those two slides next to each other, those were results of this John Hopkins medication.
Yes. This was results of the John Hopkins medication, and it was given to the mouse on the right. You can see the mouse on the left developed all the pancreatic cancer tumors. And these mice were genetically engineered to get pancreatic cancer. So they were going to get it. But the mouse on the right has no pancreatic cancer. Why? Because they were given the medication that prevents cancer.
I didn't even know mice had pancreas. That's crazy. I didn't even know that.
Well, that's not the point. The point is,
no, I know, but I'm just saying,
works.
I didn't even know that. But the point is, right, this stops the cancer. It kills the tumors.
Look at that.
And pancreatic cancer for human, when we get it, it's a death sentence.
Oh yeah, pancreatic. It's got like a 95% mortality rate.
Yeah, absolute death sentence.
But if you take this medication, you won't get it. That's the thing. You won't have to worry about treatment because you won't get cancer.
Do they have anything on that patent about what it actually, I mean, they patented the name, they patented the medicine. They patented the combination of the medicines.
Yep.
Did they actually have in that patent any kind of results or any testing? Do we know that there was any human testing, clinical trials of that medicine where they were like, geez, this does freaking work. We got to bury this. Do we know?
No, they did the trials on the mice. And once they found out that it does work,
they didn't go any further.
That's when they patented it and buried it.
They didn't go any further. Yeah.
No,
didn't
because
wanna
they
go
knew
any
it
further.
worked. Once they saw they actually genetically engineered these mice to get cancer.
Sure.
And when that medication stopped a mouse that was engineered to get cancer from getting cancer, they knew right then that this was going to work. And they're like, there's no money in curing something where you can have lifetime patients. These people are sick. They're actually allowing millions, billions of people. Okay, so over the last 10 years, let's say this document, now if this document was declassified in the 50s, imagine how many trillions of people could have been saved and been with their loved ones. But let's say just the last 10 years since it's been declassified. Let's say just the last 5 years since John Hopkins patented this medication. Just the last 5 years, how many people could have been saved, still be with their loved ones today?
This is out. Is somebody actually going to take the mantle? Is somebody going to take the mantle now that this is out and do
They
something?
can't. They cannot. It has been patented.
Figure it out. Figure out a combination or figure out a way to, work around the patent. We have smart people that can figure that stuff out, don't we? We have lawyers that find loopholes all the time. Figure it out, somebody.
Well, what I can tell you, Jay, is
we
that
don't want
if
to.
you, well, no, you don't have to worry about specific medication. That medication prevents cancer. But if you get cancer right now, you can take a combination of ivermectin and fenbendazole that will help treat and possibly cure your cancer. It will treat and possibly cure it because the CIA release document says that, yes, the parasites and cancer cells work the same way. They both feed off glycogen. They behave the same way. They exist the same way. The parasitic medication, they react to parasitic medication the same way. So if you take ivermectin and fenben, you could potentially reverse your cancer and kill your cancer altogether. Now, you got to take a specific dosage. It's a high dose of it. So you got to make sure, and you've got nothing to lose. I would take this first before I go on chemo, before I go on radiation. If I'm in stage 4 cancer, I would take this immediately. You have a chance to survive now.
That's a no-brainer. Absolute no-brainer. I would like this in a multivitamin. Give this, low doses over a certain amount of time builds up in your system. I don't know if it works that way. Obviously, I'm not a doctor, but Cajun Lady brings up a good point. One president has succumbed to cancer. We've said this before, Jack, that it's funny how, listen, no medication's perfect, and certain people are going to get something no matter what and not survive. Mm-hmm. But it is interesting how the powerful and the elite seem to pretty much skate on a lot of this. They don't get sick like everybody else does. Some do. We see celebrities that pass away, but politicians or people in power, actual power, it is rare, isn't it?
It's very rare. And that's because they may have already known about these things. They may have, people, I'm sure they have people that they pay that know about these things.
Why wouldn't they know?
And that's probably why they're able to survive. I mean, I want you to take a look at, they've probably got a cure for AIDS if you want the truth, because take a look at Magic Johnson. The man got AIDS in the early 90s. He looks healthier than most people in the world.
I remember the day that happened. I remember it like it was yesterday where I was. It was 91. And I remember in my living room with my father watching TV when Magic Johnson came on the TV and said that he had HIV. I remember it like it was yesterday. And that was now 1991. We're talking 35 years ago. 35 years ago.
You're right. And Raina, I hope whoever's taking that, she said that she's got someone that's taking ivermectin and fenben for their cancer. Nothing else has worked. The chemo has slowed it down, but it hasn't stopped it or anything. So fenben and ivermectin, they are taking that together right now to see if it works. And I almost am willing to bet it is. So Raina, keep us posted on the results there. Okay. We want to check that out. Definitely want to know about that. I happen to think it will work because, I mean, why wouldn't it? I mean, that's why the CIA said it works. That's why John Hopkins quickly patented a medication for it. I mean, it's obviously something that works. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, no, but again, it does. It's very infuriating. They're monsters. What can I tell you?
And not just that, Jay. Let's put the cancer aside for a second. You think that cancer is the only thing that they've done this for?
No.
Think about any lifetime illnesses, autoimmune diseases, diabetes, AIDS,
multiple sclerosis. I mean, go on and on.
Any lifetime illnesses, they have done this. Any lifetime illnesses, they have done this.
Anything chronic. Anything chronic. Listen,
Exactly. There's probably a cure for, I would say, 50% of chronic illnesses. There's probably a cure that was patented and buried.
U.S. citizens. I remember the Dilbert guy, Scott Adams. He just passed away, and was he? Did he resort to taking? I don't remember if he did or not. He says he did.
One, I can tell you that I don't know if he actually took that stuff.
Yeah,
Two, I don't know what combination he took. And three, I don't know the dosage at what he took. You have to take a very specific high dosage of ivermectin and fenben. You can find the dosages on X. Actually, if you type in ivermectin, fenben, cancer, there are people that have actually survived cancer because of this. And there are actually studies, like I said last time, there are studies about this on X that are actual medical studies that provide the dosages that were taken to stop this person's cancer. And Cajun Lady is right. Cancer feeds off sugars, but what it really does is it feeds off stored sugars, because so a glycogen is what it feeds off of. Okay, sugar is glucose. Glycogen is when glucose links up to each other and then is stored in the body. That's what glycogen is when it, glucose is actually sugar. So it's actually stored sugar that it feeds off of. But yes, it does. Sugar does help it feed. So if you want to live from your cancer, I would recommend two things. I'm not giving you medical advice here. I'm just saying, use your head, talk to somebody. But, I would quit with the sugar if you have cancer already. Quit with the sugar, and I would find a regimen of ivermectin and fenben. If you do those two things, you have I think, great chance of survival.
Look, nothing's perfect. Nothing's going to work for everybody. But if it increases chances by, my God, if it increased chances by 20%, that's huge. Huge. And who knows what it would be? Maybe it's more than that. But even if it increased chances of 20% better results for people, that's amazing. Think about it. My God, like the amount of lives just 20% would mean is in the millions. So yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see. But yeah, Raina, keep us updated. Let's hope and pray that this regimen that they're on works and it stops it and kills it.
Yep, and I'm going to actually show you. This is an actual peer-reviewed and published protocol. This is the protocol for ivermectin and fenben. I want you to check this out right here. I'm going to bring it up. Let's see. Here we go. I'm going to bring it up here. I want everybody to see this. Let me move this out of the way so I want everybody to see this right here. Take a look at this, okay? This is a first in the world ivermectin, menbendazole, and fenbendazole protocol in cancer. It was peer-reviewed and published on September 19th, 2024. It was peer-reviewed paper. Take a look at this. It tells you right here, for low-grade cancers, take this much of ivermectin. That means low-grade, like stage 1, stage 2, whatever. Ivermectin for intermediate-grade cancers, for high-grade cancers. And then it says menbendazole, whatever the hell that means. Menbendazole right there. It tells you, take this much for low-grade cancer. If you have high-grade cancer, you take ivermectin, menben, and fenben. But if you have low-grade or intermediate cancer, you take ivermectin and just menben with it. And this right here, if you want to screenshot it, save it, give it to anybody you know, it tells you about the vitamins you take along with this. And it actually, from what they saw, it actually cured cancer. Okay? And you can take a picture of it, you can check it out, but that is what they saw happened in their particular study. So there are the dosages, there are the times. Don't just take my word for it, though. This is not medical advice. Make sure you talk it over with a doctor that you trust, not some doctor that's going to try to sell you bullshit, not some doctor that's going to try to sell you, chemotherapy treatments, not some doctor that doesn't actually care about you, but more actually cares about money. Find a doctor that you trust, show them that protocol, tell them you want to start it, and ask them what is the best dosage that is safe for you.
Yeah, find a doctor that wants to go along with your course of treatment that you prefer. Again, this is very important as to why also we don't want socialized medicine in this country.
Exactly.
Because guess what? All this stuff goes directly. It's hard enough probably to find doctors that would want to do this now. Mm-hmm. You could forget it. Oh, your healthcare will be free. But any stuff like this, any experimental kind of medicine that a doctor might want to do for you, and this isn't even expensive ivermectin and all these medications. That's probably another reason why they buried it when they figured out it might work, because they're not going to gain money off of it. That's why they didn't want to use it during COVID.
They're not going to put themselves out of business, Jay.
Of course. So what you want to, you don't want, this is another argument against socialized medicine or single payer healthcare where it's free. Yeah. No, thank you. No, thank you.
No. And socialized medicine means that the government controls, the government controls their stuff. The
your
government
treatment.
controls the treatment, which means, and the government's the one that hid this treatment for 50, 60 years. So if you want to trust the government that they're going to give you the best treatments possible, you go ahead and do that. I don't want to.
Absolutely not. And it's amazing. The government, like you just said, the government is the one controlling the treatment, and they're the ones burying, apparently, treatments that work. What else do you need to know and the government will tell your doctor, no, oh, by the way, he's a little too sick. We're not going to spend any more money on him. Make sure he's comfortable. We'll give him some medication to make sure he's not in pain.
There. What you just said. If someone is old or sick, they probably won't see them. They'll say, no, we can't afford to do this. So, we'll make him comfortable. They won't try their best to save him.
No.
Okay. I want you to take a look at Cajun Lady here. She said, my mother was diagnosed with cancer last week. Doctor said it's in the early stage and they want to do radiation. That is a dead end. What that is a thing where after they burn off your skin, after they pump your body full of poison, there is A, no guarantee it will stop the cancer, and B, if it does, no guarantee that it won't come back. It's really just a pain in the ass. She said her doctor did not mention ivermectin, Fenben, or Menben, but she's going to bring it up on the next appointment. Yes, share the stream with the doctor and show her that protocol. Go back, Cajun Lady, go back on our episode later tonight after it's over. Go back on the replay, screenshot that protocol that I just showed you, and make sure you have the doctor take a look at this protocol. Tell her, look, you're the patient. You get to decide your course of treatment. It's not going to hurt to try an ivermectin, Fenben, and Menben protocol first. In fact, it might just save your life.
It's your decision, and you're going in eyes wide open. So the doctor's not liable. That's the treatment. And if the doctor doesn't agree to it, find another doctor, get a second opinion, get a third opinion, get a fourth opinion, whatever you have to do to get the treatment that you want to, the treatment course that you want to pursue. Everybody look up Ezekiel Emanuel. Ezekiel Emanuel is the one who wrote the framework for Obamacare, and that which is socialized medicine. It is a cruel and inhumane model. Money-wise, it works. It makes sense. But we're talking about our lives here. We're not talking about some kind of, we're not talking about equipment that maybe we'll save money on because we'll age it out, or we understand that. Look up Ezekiel Emanuel. He's the brother of Rahm Emanuel, who's the former governor or the mayor of Chicago. And he wrote the framework for Obamacare for Barack Obama's system. That is what socialized medicine is. And when you read it, it's called the Complete Lives System. And when you read it, you will be shocked as to what it actually means. Absolutely. And you will never want to go near it again.
Absolutely. So that's why we're saying, and just so you know, if you, like I said, if you have any chronic illness and you're watching this episode, I want you to go and search the CIA declassified documents. Search all of them. Go to somewhere there people build libraries with all the classified documents. Do a word search for your particular ailment. Go to so do that, and then also go to the U.S. Patent Office online and do a word search for your particular ailment. See if somebody actually patented a medication that could cure you. See if the CIA declassified a document for a medication that could actually cure you. I guarantee you cancer is not the only chronic illness that they've done this to. In fact, every chronic illness that is cured, I guarantee you it is suppressed. Just like all the cars that run on water. Whenever somebody builds a car that runs on water, that person is killed and that technology is suppressed. There is a lot of technology, a lot of medicine, everything else that is suppressed because it takes money out of the pockets of the big corporations. I mean, and they're not going to give you medicine that'll cure you, just like they're not going to make a car that runs on water. Why? It shuts down the oil companies, okay? They are not going to put themselves out of business.
Yeah, give me a car that runs on salt water.
Mm-hmm.
Never run out of that.
We'd
can we?
eventually drain the oceans.
Yeah, no, Jack, it regenerates itself. It rains. We got all the stuff. We got climate change going on. Believe me, we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
That would cure climate change, Jack, wouldn't it?
Oh,
You would
I
think-
guarantee it.
You would think that the left would be all over something like this to try and figure out how to do stuff like that, wouldn't they? But
You'd
they're
think
not.
so, but yeah.
Yeah.
Real quick, Jay, I want to switch back to Epstein real quick because I got something very interesting I want you to see, Jay.
Yeah.
What would you say? Now, actually, first I want to ask you: do you think that Epstein trafficked minors for sex?
Yes.
I mean, would you say that that's a fair assumption to say that he trafficked minors for sex?
Of course.
Okay. What if I were to tell you that Director Kash Patel under oath says there's no credible information that Jeffrey Epstein ever trafficked minors, despite the fact that 40 separate minors gave sworn testimonies saying that they were trafficked by Jeffrey Epstein?
You got me.
Let's take a look. Let's take a look, shall we? Let's all take a listen.
Is no credible information. None. If there were, I would bring the case yesterday that he trafficked to other individuals. And the information we have, again, is limited.
So the answer is no one
For the information that we have
in the files.
in the case file.
So he's saying, no, the information we have, even though we have all the Epstein files, no, there is no credible information that minors were ever trafficked by Epstein. That's not what happened, Jay.
What was he doing? Just sleeping with him?
It's the same man, by the way, that said that Epstein killed himself. The same man that said we have no prosecutable information on anybody.
Who else has been asked about that stuff? What other FBI directors?
Huh?
Did anybody care to ask any other FBI directors? Because I don't believe what he just
he
said.
is the director of the FBI.
No, I'm saying, like, I don't believe what he just said. I just want to
No,
know
who
what the
does
other. I want to know what the other FBI directors would have said. Christopher Wray, James Comey, go down the line. Did anybody ever look into the fact that Jeffrey Epstein was trafficking children? I mean, I just don't believe that we could say to ourselves, no, that didn't happen. I don't know, man.
Well, no. This is why I question Kash Patel. This man is the man that said Epstein killed himself when you and I proved to the world that that man on the gurney was not even Epstein. The man that died in that cell was not Jeffrey Epstein. We proved that. And I'll tell everybody one more time how we proved it. One, Jeffrey Epstein had a barbed wire tattoo on his left arm. We showed photos of the man that died in the cell on the gurney, and he had no tattoo on his left arm. Jeffrey Epstein had a deposition in 2017 where he said, yes, barbed wire tattoo on my left arm, but yet the guy that was there did not have it, and the medical examiner said the guy didn't have a barbed wire tattoo. Two, Jeffrey Epstein had a prostatectomy. He had no prostate. Under oath, he even said, yes, I have to take Viagra because I have no prostate, so my penis cannot get hard. That's what he said. He said he has to take Viagra because he has no prostate. Yet, the guy that's lying on the gurney, the medical examiner said he had an enlarged prostate. We proved without a shadow of a doubt that that man lying on that gurney, the man that died in Epstein's cell, was not Jeffrey Epstein. Yet, the director of the FBI says Jeffrey Epstein killed himself, Jay. He's lying. He's a liar.
I say this is why Dan Bongino left. That's what I say.
He's a liar.
That's why I say Dan Bongino left. I don't think he could take it anymore. That would be me. If that was me, I wouldn't be able to take it anymore. I'm leaving.
The man lied. He lied about Jeffrey Epstein killing himself. He lied that there's no credible information that Jeffrey Epstein trafficked minors. There were 40, count them, 40 different minors that gave sworn testimony that they were trafficked by Jeffrey Epstein.
Got me, Brand. You got me.
The world we live in is sick.
Yeah.
It is sick.
You got me. It's sick is right.
My God, man.
I listen, I don't know why. I don't know what happens to people when they get in these positions.
What the hell is happening, Jay?
I don't know. I liked his picture in the locker room with the hockey team, but I don't like that answer. I'll tell you that.
Okay, so real quick, I'm gonna give everybody something to laugh at, a little on the lighter side of news. You want to see something funny? So get this, all right? Apparently, there was a protester at he was an anti-ICE protester. Okay. And apparently he was burning a flag and he caught himself on fire. It's all on video. How would you like to see that video?
I want to. I want to see it again and again and again and again. Yeah, go ahead.
It's hilarious. It is actually an anti-ICE person. Hold on. First, they're playing an advertisement. I got to let the freaking advertisement go before I pull up the video. It's ridiculous. But yeah, he actually, this guy was at an anti-ICE rally burning the American flag and he caught on fire. You want to talk about something funny? All right, I can bring it up now. Take a look at this. This is hilarious. All right, I want you to see this. All right, let's pull this up. Let's make it even a little closer. And I'm going to remove this so everybody can see it. All right, take a look at this, guys. He's burning the flag.
Oh, what an idiot.
And look, he caught on fire. Look at his leg. Look at his leg. And he was caught on fire. And then everybody started calling him an idiot. Look, he's still on fire.
Oh, no, that's fire. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Funnier than that, man.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
That was so funny. The dude was trying to, make a point, burning the American flag, and he set himself on fire.
Yeah, I love it. Good. Karma. Instant. I love instant karma. That's beautiful. Good
Me too. It was wonderful. And that's why I wanted to share it with the world, because it was absolutely wonderful. Jay.
Can you play it again? No, I'm just kidding.
No, we have to go through another freaking ad. Jay, real quick, how many U.S. service members do you think have been injured or killed in the Iran war so far?
Well, 7 have been confirmed killed. Injured, I did not hear a number on, but 7 confirmed killed.
What do you think? Just give me a number on the killed and injured together. What do you think? Give me a number.
All right, so 7 confirmed killed. Injured, I'll just round it up to, I'll say 50 combined.
50, okay. What would you say if I told you the number was 150 U.S. service members have been injured or killed in the Iran war so far already? 150 U.S. service members.
Well, here's the thing. They've confirmed 7 so far killed. I don't know about it. As I said, I have not heard any numbers. You're telling me 150 combined injured or killed. If they don't give us accurate numbers on members of our military that are killed, I'm going to lose my effing mind, because you can't do that. I want accurate numbers. I want accurate numbers on the members of our military who make the ultimate sacrifice fighting.
I'm going to give you accurate numbers right now. I am going to give you accurate numbers straight from the horse's mouth. How would you like that?
Well, let's go.
All right. Straight from the horse's mouth. Here are the accurate numbers.
Caroline Levitt.
Today. Alex.
Thank you. Reuters has reported that about 150 U.S. Service members have been injured so far. Can you confirm that number and elaborate on that?
I can't confirm the exact number. I know it's within that ballpark, but I would defer.
Within that ballpark.
Okay.
Within that ballpark, 150 injured within that ballpark. Injured or killed. That's insane numbers already. What is that?
Well, no, I think the killed is 7. That number they've given.
Well, that they've told us so far.
Yes, that they told us so far. Now, again, they might mean.
But did you know 150 were injured? When I say injured, I'm talking about they might be in critical condition. They might have a leg blown off. Maybe their arm is blown off.
They very well might. I mean,
worse than death. There are fates worse than death.
Well, I mean, you have drone attacks going on all over the place. You have a lot of stuff going on in the water right now. There's plenty of stuff going on.
150? That's a lot.
Well, I mean, when you have a lot of stuff going on in situations like this,
using troops in that we don't have troops in, that's a lot of people.
Well, yeah, these are bases being attacked. I think that's what these injuries are from. Yep.
Possibly.
Oh, yeah. Listen,
but did you know also that the White House has been telling House Republicans to stop talking about mass deportations?
Yeah, I've heard. Listen, I'm not thrilled right now about what's going on. I wasn't thrilled when the whole thing happened in Minnesota when they pulled out Greg Bovino. I wasn't happy about that. I wasn't happy then.
I'm questioning a lot of the things. Now, I'm a huge Trump supporter, but just because I support the man doesn't mean I don't question him. I'm not like the left that goes along with whatever the hell the person they support goes along with every freaking thing they did. If Hakeem Jeffries rounded up all the Jews and put them in internment camps like Adolf Hitler, the left would support him on that because they mindlessly follow every single person that's on their side. I don't do that. I question everything.
Yeah, the left would figure out a way to somehow make that okay because that's what they'd be told to do, and they take their marching orders lockstep. Otherwise, they get tossed to the side and goodbye. But with the mass deportations, who's
Senator Blumenthal?
Oh, Richard Blumenthal. He's from Connecticut. Is
he a good senator?
No, he's awful. He's stolen valor, Blumenthal. He's stolen valor.
I have no idea who these people are.
Yes, he's Democrat. He's been there forever. He lied about his military service in Vietnam. He was in the military, but he actually said, I believe that he was over there, and I don't believe he was. I call him stolen valor. He's stolen valor guy.
Real quick, Jay, we've got a few minutes left. I wanted to tell you, did you know, straight from Hakeem Jeffries, the reason that they are forcing this DHS shutdown is to make sure that ICE can't stop illegals from going to the polling stations? That is
say the quiet part out loud.
That is the God's honest truth. Real quick, I want you guys to hear this real fast because we only got a minute left. Take a listen.
Completely and totally out of control group of people. It's the reason why we are in a DHS shutdown right now, because Republicans have refused to agree to the type of bold, transformative, meaningful, and dramatic reforms we are demanding in order for the Department of Homeland Security funding bill to move forward. And I won't go through all of the demands, much of which we've talked about repeatedly in the public, but one of those demands is keep ICE out of sensitive locations. And we've defined that as schools, houses of worship, hospitals, and polling sites.
Polling sites. Keep them away from polling sites. And he says his exact words on this are, it's one of our demands and we're not going to bend on it. Those were his exact words.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Schools. Okay, well, if you run into a school, but they're not just going to go into a school. If you run into a school to escape, they're going to chase you.
You want them away from hospitals.
All right, wait, hold on, Jack. But hold on. We got sensitive locations. Schools.
Well, we only got a few minutes left, and I want to tell everybody where they can subscribe. Go ahead, real quick.
Schools, hospitals, and then polling places.
Yeah, polling
How is
places.
a polling place a sensitive location? And tell us the quiet part out loud that illegals are voting. Thank you very much.
That's what they want. They want the illegals to vote. Everybody, real quick, be sure to follow and subscribe to us on X, YouTube, Rumble, Kick, Instagram, TikTok. It's all Secret America TV. Be sure to do that. Secret America TV on every single one of those social media platforms. We are live every Monday through Friday, every weekday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, every day at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Be sure to watch us. I can guarantee you will find out things that you did not know before. That's what we try to do here, is inform the public about things that they definitely did not already know. So you got anything else to say before we go, Jay?
Yeah, we got to talk more about that tomorrow with Hakeem Jeffries, because that is just too good. It's the quiet part out loud. And their agenda for ICE is abolition. Let's just stop right there. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Well, their agenda is abolition of ICE. Yes, because they want to make sure that the illegals have a free reign to vote. They want to make sure they have a smooth transition. When they go to vote, they don't want them to be hassled. So yeah, they don't want ICE at polling stations. If you go through all the trouble of bringing 20 million illegals in and giving them every single thing for free that they said Americans can't get because we can't afford it, if you go through all that trouble and then ICE stops them from being at polling stations, you just did all that for nothing. So no, they don't want that. They will have DHS shut down for the rest of their lives if they do not get ICE out of the polling stations. Jay, I think we've solved all the problems we can for one day. I really hope everybody likes what we talked about with the cancer treatments. I mean, it's out there now. We exposed the CIA document. We exposed the Johns Hopkins patent for methylbendazole polymorph that prevents cancer. Do your own research. Screenshot that protocol thing that I showed you and talk to a doctor you trust. For Jay Gatling, I am Jack Danger. Thank you for watching Secret America.
You've been listening to Secret America.